Right. Before the special, I have the privilege of introducing Brother Richard King, who is going to be our first preacher for this morning. Brother King is a member of Berean Baptist Church and does his work out of our church. A lot of people don't know that because he doesn't want anybody to know that, but we only want to do it when it works to our advantage. You understand what I'm saying? I first met Brother King back in at a Friends of Heartland meeting before we ever had a GIBF fellowship. Friends of Heartland, and Brother Dave Leidick was hosting the meeting in a tent. And I was sitting by Brother Sam, and he leans over to me and said, "Who is this guy?" And I said, "I have no idea, but I like him already." And many people remember that message he preached was phenomenal. Well, Brother King, if you don't know this, one of the things that has been always in the DNA of the church that I pastor, and we just celebrated 50 years, is church planting. And I believe that is the only hope for America personally, is planting more churches. And we just established our 32nd church plant down in Naples, Florida. And the 31st one was the one in Seattle that Brother King was able to start. After he left Seattle, we're always looking for the next place that he will go. And so right now, for the last several years, he has been, as many of you know, in Grand Island, Nebraska. And just the last Sunday of January, that church was turned over now and is pastored by Jeremy Reagan. And so Brother Reagan is now the pastor there. And Brother King is once again homeless and looking for a place to go, which is okay. But I will say this, when he finishes these kind of transitions, when he goes from one place to the next, he'll usually try to go and report to the churches that have so graciously supported him. And I know there's men in here that do that. And if there are men in here that do not support Brother King, I would say to you that he is definitely worthy of your support. And the reason I say this is we like to talk about church planting, and praise God for that, and we should. But we also need to recognize there is a church restoration program out there. Meaning that sometimes a guy goes in and messes up, or a guy goes in and tries to go liberal, whatever it might be. It seems like that Brother King has been given a great talent to go in and take a mess, and by the glory of God, just do what Brother Sam said last night. That's preach the word, love the people, continue to do what's right, and then restore it. Plus, he also has a great ability to fix things. I can't do that, but he certainly can. And God has used him. And so after he finished in Seattle, I just happened to be, God was in several things. Number one, I was in Nebraska preaching, and the guy that was trying to hold this thing together said, "Would I be willing to go over and preach at 9:30 or before the 11 o'clock hour?" I said, "Sure." As soon as I walked in and saw the 4 or 5 people that were there, immediately I said, "Richard King, Lord, I can't make it happen, but this is something we need to pray about." So I got on the phone to Brother King that week, said, "Brother, we need to pray about this. Here's a city in Nebraska, second or third largest city in all Nebraska, got a building, but the church has gone through great turmoil." And to make a long story short, Brother King actually went there. Another thing that happened was Brother King got cancer. And just so happened that one of the foremost doctors that knows how to deal with the type of cancer that Brother King had was in Omaha, Nebraska. So I'm just saying to you, God has had his hand on Brother King in every area of where he's gone. And somebody may ask, where's he going to go next? We don't know, but God does. And it'll probably be a restoration or something like that. So I'm just saying to you, Brother King is worthy of support. We love him. Our church loves him. I don't know if you just introduce him or you just wind him up and turn him loose. And that's what we're going to do in just a few minutes. So if you'll give your attention to this man of God who is a church planner, church restoration, evangelist, whatever you want to call him, I love him. And so he's going to come preach after the trio.